As a marine biologist and experienced diver, she had spent countless hours in these waters, but something about today felt different. A subtle shift in the ocean's rhythm that she couldn't quite explain. "Perfect conditions today," remarked Jack Thompson, her longtime diving partner and fellow marine conservationist, his weathered face creasing into a smile as he checked his equipment. The rest of their small team, Emily Chen, a wildlife photographer, and Michael Rodriguez, ATE, local marine veterinarian, nodded in agreement as they prepared for their descent into the cerulean depths. The quartet had chosen this particular location, known locally as Dolphin's Cove, for their monthly reef survey. The area was renowned for its vibrant coral formations and diverse marine life, a testament to the successful conservation efforts they had helped implement over the past decade. As they performed their final safety checks, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that this dive would be more than just another data-gathering expedition. The water embraced them as they descended, its cool touch a familiar comfort against their wetsuits. Shafts of sunlight pierced the depths like crystalline spears, illuminating schools of silver fish that darted through the water like living mercury. Emily's camera clicked steadily, capturing the dance of life around them as they moved deeper into the ocean's embrace. It was then that they heard it. A series of urgent clicks and whistles that seemed to reverberate through their very bones. Sarah turned, her experienced eyes scanning the blue expanse, and there it was, a female bottlenose dolphin, its sleek form cutting through the water with unusual agitation. Something about its movement pattern struck her as distinctly different from the playful approaches she had encountered countless times before. "Look at her behavior," Sarah signaled to her teammates, her hands moving in the practiced gestures of underwater communication. The dolphin circled them again, its dark eyes seeming to plead for understanding. Years of studying marine mammals had taught Sarah to recognize distress signals, and every instinct told her this intelligent creature was trying to communicate something urgent. Jack motioned toward the dolphin, indicating they should follow. The animal's response was immediate. It swam a short distance away, then turned back to ensure they were following, repeating this pattern with clear purpose. Sarah felt her pulse quicken. This was reminiscent of documented cases where dolphins had sought human assistance, displaying their remarkable intelligence and ability to recognize humans as potential allies. As they followed their marine guide, the water grew slightly darker, and the reef formations changed character. They were moving into deeper territory, away from their planned survey route. Emily continued documenting their unusual encounter, her camera capturing every detail of this extraordinary interaction. Michael kept a careful eye on their depth gauges and air supplies, ensuring their safety as they ventured further from their original course. The dolphin led them to a small canyon in the reef where the true purpose of its urgent summons became heart-wrenchingly clear. There, trapped in a massive tangle of abandoned fishing nets, the deadly ghost nets that haunted the world's oceans, was a young dolphin calf. The sight sent a shock of adrenaline through Sarah's system. The baby was struggling weakly, its small body wrapped in the unforgiving synthetic mesh that claimed countless marine lives each year. The mother dolphin's earlier behavior now made perfect sense. She had recognized their potential to help her child when her own attempts had proven futile. Sarah quickly assessed the situation, her mind racing through the rescue protocols she had learned but hoped never to need. The calf's entanglement was severe but not immediately life-threatening. They had time to work, but not much. Sarah's hands moved with practiced precision as she began documenting their findings, her underwater slate filling with notes about the rescue operation. The mother dolphin remained nearby, her presence a constant reminder of the trust that had been placed in their team. As Michael administered the last of the antiseptic treatment to the calf's wounds, Emily captured the moment with her camera, the soft click of the shutter barely audible through the gentle swish of water. "This is going to change everything," Jack signaled to Sarah, his eyes bright with purpose behind his mask. They had seen the devastating effects of ghost nets before, but never had they been part of such a dramatic rescue. The personal connection with these intelligent creatures had transformed what could have been just another tragedy into a powerful catalyst for change. Back on their boat, the team's excitement was palpable as they began uploading Emily's photographs to their marine research database. The images were striking. The desperate mother dolphin's initial approach, the delicate rescue operation, and the touching moments of reunion between mother and calf. Sarah knew these images would speak volumes to those who might otherwise remain unmoved by statistics and reports. "We need to get this story out there," Emily declared, her fingers flying over her laptop keyboard as she began composing a preliminary report. "People need to see what's happening in their own backyards." The afternoon sun cast long shadows across the deck as they worked, the gentle rocking of the boat a constant reminder of the ocean's presence. Michael spent the next several hours coordinating with local marine mammal rehabilitation centers, establishing a monitoring protocol for the injured calf. "We'll need to track their pod's movements," he explained, marking potential observation points on their nautical charts. The calf's recovery could provide valuable data for future rescue operations. As the day drew to a close, Sarah found herself standing at the boat's rail, watching the sun sink toward the horizon. The ocean had taken on the deep purple hues of dusk, and somewhere beneath those rolling waves, a mother dolphin and her calf were swimming freely. Their brush with tragedy transformed into a story of hope and human compassion. The following weeks brought a whirlwind of activity. Sarah's team's documentation of the rescue caught the attention of major environmental organizations, and soon their small operation became the focal point of a larger campaign against ghost nets and marine debris. Local news stations aired segments featuring their footage, and social media buzzed with shared images of the rescue. Jack took the lead in organizing community beach cleanups, drawing hundreds of volunteers from surrounding counties. "It's amazing what one story can do," he remarked to Sarah as they watched families combing the shoreline for debris one Saturday morning. "These people might never have thought about marine conservation before, but now they're out here making a difference." The impact rippled through the local fishing community as well. Captain Maria Rodriguez, a third-generation commercial fisher, approached Sarah's team about implementing new gear tracking systems on her fleet. "We've always considered ourselves stewards of the sea," she explained, her weathered hands tracing the proposed modifications on her boat's plans. "But your rescue footage showed us we need to do more." Emily's photographs became the centerpiece of a traveling exhibition titled Voices of the Ocean, which toured schools and community centers along the coast. Children pressed their faces against the glass displays, their eyes wide as they absorbed the dramatic story of the rescue. Sarah found herself speaking at numerous school assemblies where young voices peppered her with questions about marine life and ocean conservation. "How did you know the dolphin needed help?" a young girl asked during one such presentation, her hand shooting up before Sarah had finished speaking. The question made Sarah smile, remembering the intensity of that moment underwater when understanding had dawned. "Sometimes," Sarah explained, "animals are smarter than we give them credit for. That mother dolphin knew exactly what she was doing when she found us. She reminded us that we're all connected in this vast ocean ecosystem, and when one of us needs help, it affects us all." The response to their story sparked a wave of legislative action. Local politicians, sensing the public's engagement with the issue, began drafting stronger regulations on fishing gear disposal and marine debris management. Sarah found herself testifying at council meetings, sharing their experiences and data to support the proposed changes. Michael's veterinary practice saw an uptick in calls about marine animal strandings, as more people became aware of the proper procedures for reporting and handling such incidents. He established a volunteer network of trained responders, ensuring that future rescue operations would have the support they needed. "It's like the whole community has awakened," he observed one evening as they reviewed the latest batch of volunteer applications. "One rescue opened their eyes to what's possible when we work together." The story continued to evolve in unexpected ways. Marine biology programs at local universities reported increased enrollment, with many students citing the dolphin rescue as their inspiration. Sarah received invitations to speak at international conservation conferences, where she shared not just the technical aspects of the rescue, but the profound impact it had on their community's relationship with the ocean. Jack developed a citizen science program, training recreational divers to document and report ghost nets and other marine hazards. "We're creating an army of ocean guardians," he would say, his face beaming with pride as he certified another group of volunteers. Every pair of eyes out there is another chance to prevent tragedy. The mother dolphin and her calf became symbols of hope for the conservation movement, their story touching hearts far beyond their local waters. Occasionally, local boats would report sightings of the pair, swimming strong and free with their pod, the calf's healed injuries barely visible, a testament to the resilience of nature and the power of human intervention when guided by compassion. As summer turned to fall, Sarah found herself back at Dolphin's Cove, preparing for another dive. The morning light played across the water just as it had on that fateful day, but everything else had changed. The team now carried specialized gear for dealing with marine entanglements, and their dive plans included regular checks of known ghost net hotspots. Emily adjusted her camera housing, adding a new lens she'd acquired specifically for documenting marine debris. "You know," she said thoughtfully, "sometimes I think that Mother Dolphin knew exactly what she was doing. She didn't just save her calf that day. She helped us save ourselves." Sarah nodded, understanding perfectly what Emily meant. The rescue had reminded them all that they were not just observers of the ocean's drama, but active participants in its story. As they prepared to descend into the blue depths once again, Sarah felt a profound sense of purpose. The ocean had always been her calling, but now it felt like something more, a shared mission that connected her not just to her team, but to a growing community of ocean advocates around the world. The water welcomed them as it always had, but now every dive carried the possibility of making a difference. They had learned that sometimes the most powerful changes begin with a single moment of connection, one creature reaching out to another across the species barrier, reminding us all of our shared responsibility to protect the blue heart of our planet. As they descended through the sun-dappled waters, Sarah caught a flash of movement in the distance, a pod of dolphins moving gracefully through their underwater world. Whether it was the same group they had helped months ago, she couldn't be sure, but it didn't matter. Every dolphin, every whale, every creature that called these waters home was now part of their extended family, bound together by the invisible threads of mutual care and protection. The team spread out across the reef, each member focused on their tasks, but connected by their shared purpose. The ocean's vastness no longer felt overwhelming. Instead, it was a reminder of the countless opportunities they had to make a difference. With each passing day, their network of ocean guardians grew stronger, their impact reached further, and their story continued to inspire others to join the cause. As Sarah surveyed the healthy reef before her, teeming with life and possibility, she realized that their work had only just begun. The rescue of one dolphin calf had set in motion a wave of change that continued to grow, touching lives both above and below the water's surface. It was a reminder that in the vast web of life that connected all ocean creatures, every action mattered, every story had power, and every day brought new chances to make a difference. The late afternoon sun cast long, golden rays through the water as they completed their survey. Schools of fish darted between the coral heads, sea turtles glided gracefully past, and somewhere in the blue distance, dolphins called to one another in their mysterious language. Sarah smiled behind her mask, knowing that while their story had already touched countless lives, the ocean still held endless possibilities for new connections, new rescues, and new ways to protect the magnificent world beneath the waves.